Hello and welcome or welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing the totally should have book tag. I did a tag that was kind of the opposite of this, I think last month. I will have the original creator linked in the cards and in the description below. First question is totally should have gotten a sequel. I'm gonna go with Sword of Kaigen. It is advertised as a fantasy standalone. However, the ending is a little ambiguous. There are things that are alluded to that we never see a conclusion for. And there is a spin-off that I believe is set a little in the future and about a character who wasn't really one of the main characters in Sword of Kaigen. So I feel like it would have been beneficial for that to get a sequel, just so we sort of see how everything wraps up and what happens. And I would have probably enjoyed it. I really like Sword of Kaigen. Next is totally should have had a spin-off series. I keep talking about this book and I keep complaining about the fact that there needs to be more books. I'm going to say the Blood Gift duology because the ending felt rushed and there were a lot of things that we didn't get conclusions to, and I really feel like a spin-off series could probably correct a lot of that. And they're so well written. It's such a good duology, with the exception of the fact that I have questions that I want answers to. Next is an author who totally should write more books. I guess I'll go with Asia Monet. She is the author of the Cartel Element series, which I do have a spoiler-free series review for. And this was her debut series. So I do know that she is working on more, and I'm really glad because she is really good at writing characters that you really care about, but also putting those characters in situations that are stressful as hell to read about. Like, you just want everyone to be okay because you're so invested in them and you know that they're gonna be, but she's gonna stress you out along the way. Next is a character who totally should have ended up with someone else, and probably every character to ever be in a love triangle. And some of them should probably just be alone. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a fan of love triangles. Next is totally should have ended differently, and I think I'm gonna go with Mirrored Heavens by Rebecca Roanhorse. It's the final book in the trilogy, and I'm not saying that it was a bad ending. It was a pretty decent ending, but it also ended in a way that was surprising to me because the series overall is pretty brutal, and I think that I expected that brutality to last through the ending. That's all that I can really say without giving anything away, so I'm just gonna keep it at that. Next is totally should have had a movie franchise. I would actually love if a romance companion novel series was adapted into just a bunch of rom-coms. I think that would be fun. Which series in particular? I don't know, but something like the Modern Love series by Alicia Rai, like that would be cute to see on screen. Then we have totally should have gotten a TV adaptation, and I am still waiting for Ray Bear. It's happening still, as far as I know. When is it actually going to release? I have no clue, so I'm gonna keep waiting. Totally should have had only one point of view. I like multiple POV, so I don't necessarily know that I've ever read a book with multiple perspectives and I've been like, this is unnecessary. Yeah, I don't think I have an answer for that. Next is totally should have had a cover change. The only cover that I can think of off the top of my head that I really hated was for Fevered Star, but I dislike a lot about that book, meaning the book itself. So, plus Black Sun and Mirrored Heavens are beautiful covers. It's just Fevered Star that I don't love. Other than that, I don't think there are any books that I'm just like, wow, this cover is absolutely, I mean, I haven't read the books, but the Crescent City series, it's not pretty. Totally should have kept the original covers. I think it's fair to say that any book that has gotten a movie or TV series adaptation cover, they could have just not. I personally do not know a single person who has ever liked a movie tie-in cover. I'm not saying those people don't exist. I just don't know any. The last one is totally should have stopped at book 1. I said it before and I'll say it again. Strictly Professional by CCJ. That second book pissed me off so much. I'm never going to stop talking about that book. I should have done a series review for that, and at this point, I feel like it's probably too late, but that second book was just so unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. It was fine as a standalone. It ended with a happy for now, and I was okay with that. And we should have just left it where it was. But those are all of the questions for the totally should have book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you see this and feel so inclined, consider yourself tagged. Let me know how you feel about any of my answers, if you agree, if you disagree, if you have your own answers to the questions that were mentioned, let me know. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.